Okay, on this one we're still looking at simplifying these, and what I'm looking for is if there's anything on top and on bottom that are the same. And unfortunately on this one I don't have an exact match on the top and bottom. Remember, I do have an M up here and an M down here, but because of this addition sign here, that stops us from being able to just cross those two out. So I need to look and see if I can simplify this top at all, in other words, factor something out of it, or factor something out of this bottom, either one. And I look at this numerator up top here, m plus 2, there's nothing I can do there. Now on this bottom here, I notice that 7m plus 14, there's a 7 that I can take out of both of those. So I'm going to try to do that here in an attempt to try to simplify this even a little bit further. So again, there's nothing I can change on top, so it leaves me with m plus 2 on the top. On the bottom I've decided that I can factor out a 7. And as I factor out this 7, I need to look at this and see what I'm going to be left with. So if I take a 7 out of the 7m, that's going to leave me with just an m on the inside. M plus, and if I take a 7 out of the 14, that would be a 2. And this sounds a little bit weird because we're like undistributing it, if you will. And the way that you would always check on this particular one is you could always write whatever we've got down here on the bottom. We could actually write that one out here. So let's do that. 7 times m plus 2. And if we were to distribute that, that's 7m. And we would distribute the 7 to the 2, that would be plus 14. Now the goal here is that this right here has to equal what we started with. Then we know at least that we got the right one. Okay. All right, now let's erase all this. That's just a way that you can check to make sure that what you factored out was correct. Okay, so we know that we've got, on this one now, I can look at this one and I have factored out my 7 successfully. I notice that I've got an m plus 2 and an m plus 2 on the bottom. Now if they match exactly on top and on bottom, then I can cross them off. They have to match exactly though, because remember that this top right here is the same thing as if we wanted to say 1 times m plus 2. So that right here is the exact same thing as what we've got written right here. Okay, so what we're basically going to do here is I see my m plus 2 on the top, I can cross that one off, cross off my m plus 2 on the bottom, and that leaves me with an answer. Let's see, I've got just a 7 on bottom, and I always have to have at least a 1 on top. So my answer on this particular one should be 1/7. And that is in its simplified, in its simplest form.